You're a freelance web designer working for a company making their website. Unknowingly, when designing a web page, you put in an image that's copyrighted. A couple weeks later, you get something in the mail saying you're being sued for using a copyrighted image. Are you insured? Freelancers, who are they? What do they do? Freelancer could be anyone that does web design, marketing, bookkeeping, writing, anything that's outsourced to you as an individual on behalf of a company. A lot of times, a freelancer won't think of themselves as a business entity. They'll say that they're self-employed and work for themselves. But the issue there is when you're representing yourself as a business entity also, it can lead to a lot of gray area in terms of liability and insurance coverage. You might not be a traditional business, but in the areas of insurance and being liable for something or anything you do or write, you are a business, whether you consider yourself a business or not. When business insurance policies were designed, freelancers weren't so much of a thing as they are now. And as a result, there's a lot of coverage gaps where doing freelance work can leave you in. The National Labor Relations Act of 1935 states that independent contractors are not employees. And as a result, they don't have the same protections and insurance coverage that an employee would normally have. Being a freelancer, there's a lot more areas where you could be left open for exposures. You're a graphic designer and you design a handout that a company is going to use as a marketing material. Unknowingly, you put a picture in there that you found on Google Image. You could be sued from it because you don't have the proper copyright authority for it. And even if in the event that you were designing it on behalf of another company to use, it's still going to go back to you as the freelancer who initially created it. Let's say, as a freelancer, you have office space in one of these shared office space providers that we've been hearing about so much. In the office that you're renting, someone comes in and trips on the way to see you. Since it's not your building, and since you're a member of it and not technically leasing it, are you covered? And the answer would be no. The building itself, and that company who manages it, would be covered, but you're not listed as an insured on their policy, which is why you need general liability coverage for yourself. General liability insurance will cover injuries on your premises, damage to property, and also advertising injury. Advertising injury is huge for freelancers because it covers the expense of defending you in the event of a lawsuit from slander, libel, copyright infringement. For example, let's say you're designing promotional videos for a company, and in it you put a Drake song that's copyrighted and you share it on Facebook. You could be sued for using the Drake song without the consent of the publisher. And while you thought you were making a catchy little Facebook video, it could end up costing you a massive lawsuit if you don't have the coverage for it. Professional liability covers the services that you provide. It also covers you for services that you fail to provide, and it can also cover your legal expenses in the event that you get sued resulting from one of your services or not performing a service that you previously agreed to. Let's say you create marketing materials for a vape shop and you're creating pamphlets that you're going to post all around town stating that if you come to this vape shop and start vaping, you'll never smoke cigarettes again, and it is 10 times healthier than smoking cigarettes. You could be sued as a result for making a false claim that it's 10 times safer than smoking if you don't have anything to back it up. You could also have your reputation destroyed for posting illegitimate things and just making outlandish claims. The most important part about professional liability is that it's covering your services. And as a freelancer, you are the service you provide. And if you're not covered for the services that you provide, then you're not covered for anything. If you want to learn more about the differences between professional and general liability insurance, or if you want a little bit more information about the coverage that a freelancer needs, you can visit our link at the bottom, or you can reach out to me, Christian Hara, at any time, and I'd be happy to help you. The most important thing to take away is that as a freelancer, whether you consider yourself a business or not, you still are a business, and that's what you need coverage for.